Hello, how are you? In this video, I will tell you about 10 very dangerous habits for your kidneys. Many people indeed want to take care of their kidneys, and they really should because kidneys are extremely important for our body. Just because we have two doesn't mean we can neglect them. That's a mindset that doesn't work well. We shouldn't think like that. Both are very important for our body. They are very important, especially for those who suffer from diabetes, for those who have high blood pressure. If you already have a problem in the family, someone who already has a tendency to have kidney problems, in other words, if you have some genetic probability, if you consume a lot of protein, an excessive amount of protein, if you are on a diet to gain muscle mass and consume more protein than you should, if you use many supplements, you need to be careful. So pay attention to these 10 tips on what you can change in your daily habits to protect your kidneys. Stay with me until the end. You won't want to miss this video. First of all, if you're new here, take the opportunity now to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. I have new videos every day. You won't want to miss them. I decided to make this video for you talking about the kidneys because in fact, it's very important for us to prevent the onset of kidney diseases. So my aim here is to give you tips on habits for your daily life, not just about diet, but things you can change in your daily routine to protect your kidneys. So let's start with the first one. The kidneys, in fact, for those who don't know, are those two organs we have here at the back of our lower back, which act by filtering our blood of various impurities and allowing us to form urine, where a large part of these harmful substances for our body will be excreted. So it acts by purifying our blood truly. We have two major forms of excretion in our body, one being feces, which is related to what we consume, concerning the food that exits through the digestive tract, and urine is related to the purification of our blood by the kidneys. So it is very important that we take care of our kidneys so that we can excrete these harmful agents that are produced by our body or medication that undergoes some type of purification by the liver, which passes through the kidney and is excreted. So taking care of the kidneys is really important for our health. And the first thing we need to be very careful about when it comes to kidneys is the amount of salt we consume. Salt, sodium chloride in general, but more specifically salt, for you to understand, because that's what people overuse, is closely related to the increase in blood pressure. And the increase in blood pressure has a negative effect on the kidneys. The kidneys, as I mentioned to you, work through the filtration of blood. And if you have very high blood pressure in the kidneys, you can cause some kind of problem in these microcapillaries. So be careful with your salt intake on a daily basis. The second tip is still somewhat related to the first, and it concerns processed foods. Many of them, which are ultra-processed, have a lot of sodium and phosphorus in their composition. And both sodium and phosphorus can be harmful to the kidneys. So be especially careful with soft drinks as they contain these two compounds. Try to consume as much natural food as possible. Fruits, vegetables, natural greens, and meat that isn't ultra-processed, that doesn't even look like a steak or a chicken breast, but rather like a mass of something else. Try to consume foods as naturally as possible so you can better control your intake of salt and phosphorus in your diet. The third habit you need to be careful with is the excessive consumption of animal protein. This refers to meats as well as animal protein-based supplements. Excessive animal protein certainly significantly increases the amount of uric acid in our body, which needs to be excreted through the kidneys. Sometimes the kidneys cannot handle this amount, especially if you have other health conditions related to kidney malfunction. As a result, you may end up with increased uric acid and gout. I even have a video here specifically explaining whether eating too much protein is harmful, where I analyze the issue of dosage and the amount you should consume. I suggest you watch it to better understand what the optimal amount is and what the real dangers of excessive protein consumption are. The consumption of alcoholic beverages is also risky for those who want to take care of their kidney health, because alcoholic beverages cause dehydration, which impairs the proper functioning of your kidneys. And there are already studies that indicate that people who drink a lot, consuming a large amount of alcohol daily and frequently, have up to twice the chance of developing some type of chronic kidney problem. If you smoke and drink, the chances increase even more. So be careful with these daily habits as they can impair the proper functioning of your kidneys. As I just mentioned smoking, I thought it was worth addressing this habit right here for you. Smoking is terrible for our body in general, but it especially worsens the proper functioning of the cardiovascular system, deteriorates the arteries, increases blood pressure, and increases blood flow. So it greatly overburdens the kidneys, harms the proper functioning of the arterioles and capillaries. Therefore, it can impair the proper functioning and good filtration of the kidneys. If you smoke and consume alcohol, this amplifies, worsening even more. Together with the other, they are harmful forces that combine and intensify. So try to avoid smoking and alcohol consumption for the proper functioning of your kidneys. Excess sugar also contributes to obesity, metabolic syndrome, and type 2 diabetes, which impairs blood circulation and affects the proper functioning of the kidneys. So in general, a person who is significantly overweight has more difficulty with circulation, which can impair the proper functioning of the kidneys. Sugar does not bring any benefits to us. It is truly an empty calorie, only serving to make us gain weight. Try to cut out as much sugar as possible from your daily routine, as well as high glycemic index carbohydrates, such as white bread, white pasta, and white rice. Try to substitute with whole grain sources and make better carbohydrate choices in your daily life to spare your kidneys. Not drinking enough water is also dangerous. We know that staying hydrated helps eliminate excess sodium and toxins from our body, so it's important to drink at least 1.5 to 2 liters per day, unless you have some type of pre-existing kidney disease and have some specific restriction for your case. In this case, you should talk to your doctor or your nutritionist. But for people who want to avoid kidney problems, drinking water also helps prevent the formation of kidney stones, which can be painful and can compromise the proper function of your kidneys. So drink plenty of water. It's not juice, soda, iced tea. Water is very important for your kidneys to function properly. Sedentary lifestyle can also impair the proper functioning of the kidneys because it can lead to obesity, increased blood pressure, and type 2 diabetes, which is a disease with impaired circulatory characteristics. So all of this together can impair the proper functioning of your kidneys. Sedentary lifestyle is risky. Try to incorporate some type of physical activity into your daily routine, or at least stay more active. The indiscriminate use of medication can also harm your kidneys, especially anti-inflammatories, used without medical guidance, without a prescription. Many people start to feel pain in the knee, pain in the elbow, or a toothache, and they take anti-inflammatories to relieve the pain, but they don't seek a doctor to find out the cause of the problem and treat it. Anti-inflammatories used indiscriminately for a long time can severely damage your liver and kidneys. The use of antibiotics on your own without medical guidance for many days can also harm your kidneys. So always remember, medication should be handled by a doctor, and there must be a prescription for the dosage and duration of use tailored specifically for you. And last but not least, the lack of sleep. We know that sleep helps regulate the secretion of various hormones throughout our daily life, which creates what we call the circadian cycle, taking about a day, hence its name. And this well-regulated cycle helps secrete the right hormones at the right times, ensuring that your body in general functions well, especially your kidneys. So always remember that sleeping and resting are also very important for your health. Always remember that the tips in this video are for people who want to avoid kidney problems. Of course, if you already have some type of kidney problem and are under medical supervision, your water intake might be different, as well as your sodium and phosphorus intake. So always take into account obviously what your doctor has advised for you. Now tell me down here if you have ever suffered from kidney problems. Are you afraid of suffering from them? Which of these habits do you think is the hardest to change in your daily life? Let me know here. I would love to hear about it. Like the video because it helps me a lot. And if you're new here, don't waste any more time. Subscribe to the channel now and activate the bell. I have new videos every day about various different health conditions, nutrition for fitness, for health, lots of recipes. You will love it for sure. See you next time. Bye.